Good to have you again. You're watching Smart Means Business. It's a good morning from me and Marcy to you, wherever you are catching us from. It's Thursday, and obviously the week is soon coming to an end. I should say one day. One day left for a week.
So, whatever you had in your what is it called, the list, it should be actually winding up and making sure by Friday, what that is tomorrow, you're finished and you can enjoy the rest of the weekend with your family, your friends, and everybody out there.
Well, and of course, you should as well kickstart off your investment with Zabu, which is a platform by Altex East Africa. As fast as you can get, *292# is the USSD code that you need to use to kickstart off your investment journey with the platform. Zabu says, my money, my future. The markets at the platform open at 8:15 a.m. and then closing time at 3:15 p.m. as well. And as you continue to pursue what you feel is rightfully yours in regards to investing, you can choose to invest in government bonds and of course other securities available on the platform. Zabu, my money, my future. Altex East Africa does remind you to do something new. What something new can you do today is investing in government bonds and other securities. Now, as we kickstart off your morning here this morning on Smart 24 television, we have something coming in from our different business outlets, one of which is that MTN Uganda has endorsed the 5.5 per share dividend pay. And this comes after MTN approved the final dividend payout of 5.5 shillings per share for the period which ended December 31st. The payout, which was approved during the Telecom's second annual general meeting, totals up to 123.1 billion. It comes on the back of an impressive performance in which the Telecom's profits, according to published financial results during the period, rose to 406 billion shillings, which was boosted by growth in revenues from internet data and financial technology services, or the fintech. Now, as you can see, the financial performance summary on your screen there is that the total profits was around 406 billion shillings. And then the gross income, 2.2 trillion shillings. The data revenue growth at 24%. Financial technology growth at 25%. Then the voice revenue decline was around 0.5%. For the voice calls, obviously. Now the dividend pay per share is at 5.5 shillings. Then the total dividend payout is at 123.1 billion Ugandan shillings in the same. Now the dividend payout, according to Charles Mbire, the MTN chairperson, said that it is expected to be out by June 23rd. Now when you look at the revenue breakdown, data amounting to 511 billion shillings, financial technology, fintech, 565 billion shillings, then the voice, 1.1 trillion shillings. Now, mobile money pay was the biggest driver, earning more revenues due to an expansion in merchant numbers, which grew threefold to 173,000, supported by customer transitions to the cashless payments. And then also voice revenue, that is for the MTN subscribers, recorded a marginal decline of around 0.5%, but it did remain the highest revenue source, contributing to around 1.1 trillion shillings on MTN's bottom line. So as you're following up on the same from the financial markets situation, you come to think of it in that way. Anthony Sebala will be giving you more details of the same coming in at 10 o'clock in regards to the financial market show. Then besides that, Marcy, what do we have in our morning call as we continue to get all these updates coming straight up for the viewers as we again kickstart off their morning?
Well, in our morning call, we have when it comes to, we have something concerning trade between Uganda and Kenya, where milk export licenses have been withheld. Loans used for business. This is actually a great concern because we've been seeing cases of milk. Yeah, especially Kenya. The exports actually being we've been having actual issues when it comes to this trade.
The funny twist about it is actually making it even worse for our relations in regards to trade, because the more Kenya gives us a license and takes it away from us, in the long run, it's affecting us. And for the business people, again, most of them feel quite treated unfairly for the same.
The back and forth is growing,
exactly.
And it's inconveniencing. But I believe we should have like backup, alternatives.
Exactly.
In case something backfires, we should have an alternative. Now Kenya we're having issues with. I feel like if we had another alternative, another country where we could.
Send this particular I think it takes us back to why the president was looking for Algeria as a market for our milk products in there. And well, surely in here, let's first of all get one of the views coming in from members of parliament in regards to the same matter of the Kenya-Uganda trade relations, but better yet to understand more from the perspective of the stakeholders in it.
Uganda and Kenya are very good trade partners. First of all, they are both signatories. As members of East African community, they are also signatories to East African trade protocols. We purchase whatever Kenya produces, they have been purchasing whatever we produce. But of late, we have seen that they have withheld export permits for milk processors from Uganda who export powdered milk to Kenya. Now that has greatly affected the farm gate prices in Uganda. Greatly. A litre farm gate price now is in the southwestern part and central Uganda, the whole of cattle corridor, is now 300, 400 shillings. The effect of that is that farmers are not going to break even. They have taken commercial loans from commercial banks, from microfinance. They are not going to service the loans. They are not going to be able to purchase acaricides. They are not going to be able to purchase, interestingly, vaccines, yet those vaccines, injectables and acaricides are manufactured from and exported from Kenya. So it's not good, it's very unfair. We think the government of Uganda should act so quickly to engage the partners in Kenya to be able to resolve it.
Well, it does seem unfair indeed in regards to how these two countries continue to battle it out in trade dilemmas, and you would wish it will come to an end. And well, I think our relations with Kenya need to continue.
Definitely.
And how they continue is we need to foster these particular trade relations that don't have to come to an end. Sure thing. And well, besides that, we now turn our focus on the press review this morning. Now with the press review, we've got the Daily Monitor. Masika Tseme, on the other hand, has the new vision. With the Daily Monitor here is how executive order is likely to affect Ugandans. There's an executive order where the president says in order to save the environment and also the reputation of the NRM, he therefore hereby bans the cutting of trees for charcoal burning. There's a very huge concern here where most people engaging in the same ban on illegal presence of balalo in northern Uganda. There is a ban on Turkana entering Uganda with guns. There is a ban on charcoal trade in northern and northeastern Uganda. Then there is expanded works on security roads in Karamoja, and then also deploying of 18 police and 3 motorcycles per sub-county. That is according to what President Museveni is having in his executive orders. And how it will be affecting Uganda is what the Daily Monitor has for you this morning.
All right, now making headlines in the new vision, Museveni orders on charcoal trade, Bararo in North. And it's the same as actually I think
what the Daily Monitor is actually bringing out here.
Yeah, and then looking on another event where Museveni was, the president launches Masaka Skilling Hub. President Museveni was seen interacting with tailoring class in Masaka region. Regional industrial hub. This is quite interesting actually. We are seeing youth being skilled in different particular areas. It's quite an interesting thing actually, because we are pushing for such skilling minds. Now, Parliament approves law on casual workers,
Okay.
and then the NG rules on expired varsity courses. This thing is actually trending. We are yet to find out what.
On the issue to do with the universities.
Yes,
because with the Daily Monitor this morning, Parliament starts degree probe today. According to what the Daily Monitor said, the Parliament's Committee on Education will today start examining the saga of the expired academic and professional programs, which are reportedly being taught illegally at Uganda's public and private universities. So this is something that you should be looking at, how Parliament has to discuss what they will have to discuss. Also in the national news, there is a report unearthing graft in Karamoja goat patches. There is one detail coming in from here as well, from what the Daily Monitor is highlighting for you. And today's newspapers do rotate around the legislature. The legislature, by the look of things, there's a lot of details coming in from Parliament. And, well, you would easily know that and more. As one may ask, there's also another one coming in from the region, as Daily Monitor highlights, was government hoodwinked on Mutukula market. There's a detailed report of the same, as Janet Museveni is seeking 19 billion shillings for 600,000 refugee learners. She is the Minister of Education and Sports. And then lastly, from the Daily Monitor though, police resumes drive on traffic penalty scheme.
Oh, okay. Now, our refugees coup week. Government donors launch 1.6 trillion education project for refugees. That's a good thing coming in for our dear friends, the refugees who are seeking refuge actually in Uganda. Well, Museveni hails Buganda Kingdom for promoting government programs. PDM, Emyoga, the Intandikwa, quite interesting. You can still read much more in this when you get yourself the Daily Monitor. Still government proposes tough rules for employing casual workers. Now, the government has proposed tough conditions for employing casual laborers in Uganda, defending the Employment Amendment Bill 2022 in Parliament, which yesterday the Labour Minister Betty Among said many employers are similarly dismissing their casual workers who are employed without contracts.
There's another one in there.
Interesting.
Well, away from the press review now, Andrew Berege is at the Fairway traffic lights that is around the John Babiha Avenue, and of course observing for us the traffic atmosphere at the same. So we need to understand, how is it so far? How are the vehicles moving? The borders too, and how best can you juggle through this morning? Andrew Berege is on standby to give us more of those details as we kick start off your morning here on Smart 24.
We are right here at the Fairway traffic lights, definitely observing the traffic atmosphere around this place. But of course, according to the overall look of things, ever since we arrived here, well, the traffic around this area is it's very okay. It's quite very flowing. It's not really as congested as possible. So if you're coming in from any of the areas, and you probably
China's
likely
special
to connect to the
representative for
Fairway
Euro-Asian
traffic
affairs
lights,
is crisscrossing Europe and meeting some of the continent's most senior leaders. Li Hui's main objective has been to set out his country's position and its proposals for a political settlement of the Ukraine crisis, according to China's foreign ministry. In a meeting with the Director General of Foreign Affairs in France, Frederic Mondoloni, Li stressed that China and France agreed on several fundamental points when it comes to the conflict in Ukraine. He said that China's approach is anchored in
Street, and so many other areas along that route. I will guarantee you that you will actually be able to reach in the appropriate time as soon as possible. And even, of course, for the people that are coming in from areas like Kira, yes, and you're likely to pass via the John Babiha. You're coming in from Tindabukoto, and you're going to use this route. Well, of course, quite a few challenges that you might encounter, quite a number of traffic lights along the way, but it's not really as much scary as you can really presume. Well, now away from the John Babi here, heading straight to the Yusuf Lule route, of course connecting all the way from Nile Avenue, Garden City Golf Course Hotel as you're coming towards the golf course, yes. So this area is quite very free, and for any personnel that are coming in from areas like Chibuli, you're coming in from Bugolobi, and you're probably coming in straight here to cross over straight to head to areas like Wandega, it's quite very favorable for you, and I guarantee you that you will be able to reach in the required time as soon as possible, and that is quite very remarkable and something quite fair for you. The business, whatever you have to execute, you will be able to do that in time. Yes, very smooth flow of vehicles, and yeah, actually for the last 3 weeks, it's been quite moderate in the morning hours, something quite very surprising. Like I always say, probably the students are not yet, of course, back to school as yet. Well, now away from that, let's take a look at the Seziwa Road. Of course, for the people that are coming in from areas like, you know, any of these areas down here. For example, you could be coming all the way from the John Babhiha route and you're connecting straight, that is to Seziwa route, and you're heading to Nakasero, which is quite an area which is business related. So many corporations have their headquarters in there, and it's quite a free lane for you. And if you're heading there to do business, work related aspects, well, it's very favorable for you, and you will be able to reach in the required time as soon as possible, and it's quite very favorable. That is the Seziwa Road, as you are observing. It's quite very free for any person that is heading towards those areas of Nakasero to execute business. And it's always like that, actually. It's always like that. It's not like today it's just unique. It's always like that, unlike other routes when it's quite very rare for them to be free. Now, of course, for the people that are coming in from Seziwa, you're coming in from Nakasero probably, you are linking straight and you're heading towards Wandega. Yes, you're heading towards Wandega, you're heading towards Mulago to execute business. Well, it's quite favorable for you. Of course, you'll be held by the traffic lights for just about 3 minutes, and later you'll be set free. And now, for this route, for the people that are using Seziwa route, there is no traffic officer controlling these vehicles. It's fully the traffic lights that are doing their job to make sure that they control the movement of the vehicles around this particular area. So, of course, away from the Seziwa road, taking a look at the route that heads straight to Wandega. This is Yusuf Lule. As you're heading towards Wandega, as you bypass Fairway Hotel and you continue, it's quite very free. And even for the people that are coming in from areas like Wandega, yes, Wandega. The Fairway traffic lights, it's going to be quite very okay for you. You will reach in time. It's very free, except for the people that are coming in from Mulago. Yeah, the roundabout must be a little congested, slightly congested, as it's always congested. Probably that could be the only delay that you will encounter when you're having your journey to go and pursue the different business-related activities. Well, that is it for the traffic updates this morning. I'm Andrew Barija. I've been live here at the Fairway traffic lights, of course, giving you the traffic updates. What is the atmosphere like? And it's very comfortable and fine if you're coming to execute business and you plan to pass via these routes that connect to this junction. It's very okay. You will reach in time. Back to studio with Joram and Masi.
Thank you very much indeed, Andrew, for that particular observation this morning. You can easily see it's not so busy as such, or it hasn't yet picked up. But maybe later on in the day it would be. But of course, that is one of the most busiest routes as well. But one of the most, you know, when it comes to the discipline from the drivers and the riders themselves, they exercise some good discipline, because by now you can't identify any traffic officer. But everyone is, you know, at least knows what to do. They are following the traffic lights so ably well. And it's something that we need to have in our minds, by the way, if we are to continue with the same. But as well, here on Smart 24 Television, we keep reminding you to invest and grow your investments. Your personal investments should be something you should be working on as an individual. Star 292 hash is the USSD code that you use as an MTN subscriber. You register with your national identification number. You keep going with the government bonds, and of course, and you register with the platform and also take charge of your investments by just investing in, for example, the government bonds with a minimum of 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Not only that though, you can also grow your investments by making sure that you kickstart off that investment today if you haven't. The markets on the platform open at 8:15 a.m. and the closing time is 3:15 p.m. East African Standard Time. You should as well note that these markets are fully closed during the weekends and on public holidays. Zabu says, my money, my future. Altex East Africa, do something new. Well, with something new can you do today? Invest in government bonds and other securities. Well, we return after the break. We are looking at Karibu East Africa and the latest from the international update. Stick around with us. Good morning.
Smart 24, driving business.